So today we're going to be balancing four equations in one video. So let's get started with this equation, which is Na plus Cl2 gives NaCl, which is pretty easy. So we're gonna start off by writing the number of atoms of each element on the left hand side and right hand side, which is gonna be Na is equal to 1 on the left hand side and chlorine is equal to 2 on the left hand side, and Na is equal to 1 and chlorine is equal to 1 as well on the right hand side. So we're gonna be starting this equation by balancing the chlorine atoms first. So we're gonna balance the chlorine atoms by adding a 2 in front of NaCl, which is gonna make the chlorine atoms 2. So the chlorine atoms are balanced now. But by adding 2 in NaCl, even the sodium changes. So 1 into 2, which is also 2. So pretty easy. Now we're gonna add 2 in front of sodium in the left hand side, which is gonna make it 2. So this equation is balanced. Let's move on to the next one. So now we're on to this equation, which is Na plus O2 gives Na2O. So this is also pretty easy. So we're going to be starting off by writing the number of sodium and oxygen atoms on the left hand side and the right hand side, which makes Na is 1 on the left hand side and oxygen is 2. And on the right hand side, Na is 2 and oxygen is equal to 1. So we're going to start off by balancing the oxygen atoms on the right hand side by adding 2 here. So when we are adding 2, its oxygen turns into 1 into 2, which is 2, and the atoms are balanced on the left hand side and right hand side for oxygen. But when you're adding a 2 in front of Na2O, then the number of sodium atoms will change. So it's going to be 4. So make it 4 on the left hand side as well. So we're going to add a 4 in front of Na, which is going to make it 4. So this equation is balanced. Let's move on to the next equation. Balancing this equation, which is Al plus Cl2 gives AlCl3. So on balancing this equation, we're gonna be writing the number of atoms on the left hand side and right hand side of each element, which is Al is 1 and Cl is 2, and on the right hand side Cl is 3 and Al is 1. So we're gonna start off by balancing the chlorine atoms first on the right hand side. So we're gonna be adding 2 in front of AlCl3, which is gonna make the chlorine atoms 3 into 2, which is equal to 6, and it's also going to change the number of aluminium atoms, which is 1 into 2, which is equal to 2. And so now there are 6 number of chlorine atoms on the right hand side, so we're going to simply put 3 in front of Cl2, which is 2 into 3 is going to be 6, and the chlorine atoms are balanced now. So now we're going to be balancing the aluminium atoms. So it's pretty easy now. We're going to add a 2 in front of Al, 1 into 2, which is also going to make it 2. So this equation is balanced. Let's move on to the last equation. So this is the last equation and we're going to for the day, and we're going to be balancing this. So we're going to start off by writing the number of atoms on left hand side and right hand side. So Al is 1, oxygen is 2, Al is 2 on the right hand side, and oxygen is 3 on the right hand side. So now we're going to be starting off by balancing the number of oxygen atoms according to me. So we're going to be adding 3 in front of O2 on the left hand side, which is going to make it 6 number of oxygen atoms. And to balance the oxygens on the right hand side, we're going to be adding 2 in front of Al2O3, which is going to be changing the oxygen atoms into 6. So now the oxygen atoms have been balanced. Now we're going to go forward to the Al atoms, which is aluminium. So 2 into 2 is equal to 4. So to balance the aluminium atoms on the left hand side, we're going to be adding a 4 in front of Al, which is going to be making it 4. So this equation is also combined. So today we've done 4 equations in one video. Hope it's helpful. This is Hydrogen Hacker signing off. See ya.